and
Still with TQL, or is he?
No, he's with a propane sales company.
I'll be
I don't know
darned.
what it's called. Yeah.
Well, good for him.
I got my cutter here. Where did my other cigar go?
Okay.
Did I get this one out? Is that what I got?
Thank
out?
you, sir.
Is that what you're going
No,
with?
I think I want to go with that other one. I thought.
Okay. Well, now I got some here that if they tempt you. Look at these, bud. This is one of my favorites that I hadn't seen in a while.
Let's see what this. I'll smoke this stubby then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got this Cuba Libre.
Ooh, okay.
It's one that I'll see it.
Uh-huh.
When I see it, I buy it. I got
Okay.
20 of them.
20 of them. All right. I'll smoke this one. I was worried it was going to be too small.
Yeah, Eric said he's staying off the cigars, but he
Yep.
doesn't mind a little bit of smoke in his face.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Don't mind a
right.
bit.
All right. Eric Landrum.
I grew up with it, you know.
Oh, you know what? That's what Humphreys talked about. Humphrey, that's what he said. Man,
yeah.
he said.
Yeah, I heard him say the same thing.
Yeah, he said. I just don't. He said with my mom and dad smoking. He said.
Yeah. Don't bother you.
You know, my grandpa smoked pretty. I mean, he smoked heavy, man. I spent a ton of time with him and
Let me see that V.
that V cut there.
You want this?
No.
No, you're just going straight thick.
Yeah. But you know, it now whenever I smell a cigarette, a part of me always thinks of that, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really bother me. I know what you're saying. You guys, it was just in your face
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because that was back. You know, that was back when people would just smoke in the car.
The old days.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the car.
yeah.
I mean, you know, well, and inside and in, you know, in any restaurant you went in, it was
Yeah.
it was very acceptable. I mean, now you walk in, you can really tell. Like, there's some places in Kentucky that I call on, you know, and you'll walk in a gas station or something there that has a little diner in it, and man, they're firing it up in there, and it's been a minute since
Sure.
you've walked in a place that you can do that around.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Josh Ross.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hooking you up.
Got me a little bag of cigar goodies. This one is the Villager. What is it, Jan?
Is it a Wayfarer or a Villa?
No, I got a Wayfarer in the bag. What is that?
Boy, I don't know. Is it Gallery or Coellery or
Something. I can't tell what it is.
Villager? Looks like the type that it is, and it's like cool. I don't know, man. I would need. I need. It must be Nicaraguan.
We'd need a
we
Google.
Somebody knows Spanish. Yeah.
We'd need a Google. We'll try it. Well, shout out Rossi. Thanks,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah, I'm firing up this Cuba Libre. Kind of looking forward to it. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and then we're on the Old Forester tonight with Mr. Landrum.
Hey, man, we went old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of Old Forester. I
goes
don't
that
think
way.
you can go wrong with the Old Forester, man.
Nope,
I mean,
nope.
that's pretty good stuff.
I haven't tried it yet. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Yes.
Yes,
Eric
sir.
Landrum, thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
for coming,
Thank
man.
you for the invite. Thanks for having
You've been
me.
on the list for a while. We haven't had a chance to get a hold of you.
Well, I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, good,
let's do
good
it.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to you. I mean, we know you're a young dad, you know, like
Yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of us.
Well, some of us not so young, but
Yeah.
but you know.
We noticed you've been doing that bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're hard into that, ain't you,
Yeah.
bud?
Keeps me occupied.
Yeah. So tell us about it, man. What's
Yeah,
what are
how'd you
doing?
get started
Yeah.
in that? Like, walk us through this.
Well, you guys know, I grew up playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Had both of you as coaches, and
Was that your first one?
second one, third grade. You were third
I was
grade.
third
and
grade, wasn't I?
Yeah, started in second grade. You were there for third.
He was the QB.
yeah.
Yep. He was the
Yep.
QB.
Yep.
I remember
And,
that. And Bubba was on the line.
Bubba was Bubba.
Yeah. Bubba was Bubba.
Yeah, doing Bubba things. And yeah, so once that ended, started college. Didn't really have any hobbies. Got into coaching. Coaching was great, and it was a lot of fun, but needed competition for myself, and started training, started working out, and one thing led to another, and it was just go. And
Was there somebody that you were training with or lifting with that was into bodybuilding that you kind of were that kind of gave you the bug that bit you to try that? Because, dude, I mean, that's not like you don't just kind of one day say, hey, man, I'm going to get into bodybuilding.
Sure.
I mean, that's a major commitment, man.
yeah,
I can't imagine that commitment.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at everything that goes in your mouth as far as what you're eating.
Oh man, it's the only sport I've done that's 24/7. You play football, and football is the most challenging sport I've ever played. And you get done with a game, and Friday night, I always had cardos waiting on me when I got home from Friday night games. Yeah, it was great, but bodybuilding, man, it's 24/7, doesn't stop, and I like that challenge of it. It's
Why?
It's
Why
brutal.
do you like that challenge?
Definitely shows you what you're made of.
Yeah, and that's just it.
Like, and I don't mean that like what, you know. I mean, like, do you think that like that's filling something? I mean, because I mean, other than the adrenaline rush of getting it done, but do you really feel that happy?
I'll be honest with you. There's more often than not, I don't like it.
I'm sure.
More often than not, I'm starving all the time. You know, I want to eat. I want to have a normal social life. I want to be able to sit down and have a few drinks with some buddies.
Right.
Case,
so you can't do this whenever you're training.
No, and I do 16-week preps now. So if I'm getting ready to compete 4 months, and that's going to be dangerous.
Have you never had Old Forester?
No, I haven't.
Oh, but it's a classic.
Huh,
yeah,
it's really good. Yeah. Nice and
that's a good every day. Yeah, it's a good.
As Humphreys would say, smooth.
Yeah. It's not hot.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Sometimes I always ask people, what's the first word that comes to your mouth when you take a drink of whiskey? Okay, like to me, it's one of two. Okay, you're either like ooh smooth, or like ooh hot.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Smooth here.
Yeah,
real smooth.
Yeah.
Real smooth.
So you can't do this, man.
No, not most of the time. I try to have a normal social life. You know,
How?
when I can. For another 8 months out of the year, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
You know, I try to compete once or twice a year. Usually piggyback off the other. And you know, it kind of keeps things to where I can 6 months a year have a normal life, and
okay,
you know. So,
but then, man, when you start back into that training cycle,
I
mean, it gets really serious. I mean, because I imagine in that 6 months where you're not training, I mean, you know, it's easy to probably lose a lot of gains. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. That 6 months where I'm not training or training, I guess I'm building, so I'm still eating a ton. I'm still, for the most part, I still eat the same things.
You
once
got
or twice.
something in mind.
Once or twice a week, I'll go out and have dinner. Or,
you don't have to have the same discipline.
As far as, there's a little more leeway there. I'm a little more lenient, but.
Well, like what's it like building up to game day in bodybuilding? Like, what is game day like? I mean, we all know what it's like in football.
Before we get to game day, build us up here. I want to know what week 6 is like.
Well, that's true. Let's walk through it. Like, okay, when you start,
because we just did the thing with Massey,
right?
Fat ass beat me, and dude,
it was a good competition.
It was a good competition.
But you think of the discipline that you showed in that weight loss competition.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And then imagine like you're trying to build all that muscle and do that at the same time. I mean,
because then it's on how you. I mean, there's no lying. There's no not that you can in a weight loss competition.
Well, but the thing about the weight loss competition is you're just trying to lose weight.
It's about the number,
right? Yeah. I mean, you're trying to lose weight. Like, actually, probably the goal with you might not even be losing weight. It's actually probably gaining weight or gaining muscle. So, like, you can't just cut calories. And say
how's that in the divisions? Is that weight? Is that done by weight?
So there are different divisions. So there's bodybuilding, classic physique, men's physique, different divisions. I compete in 2 of the 3, kind of trying to figure out which one I'm built for, I guess.
Okay.
So I do bodybuilding and classic physique. Classic physique's a little more like the Arnold, Golden Era type guys.
Okay.
The structure's a little different, shape's a little different. It's kind of a different look. So bodybuilding itself right now is kind of fighting keeping that line there. So I do 2 of the 3, I guess. And the big thing with what I do is it's not about the number; it's all about the look. So when it comes down to it, how do you look on stage compared to other people? It's not about the weight. There are weight classes in classic physique, and there are weight classes in bodybuilding as well, but they're light heavyweight, middle heavyweight, heavyweight, super heavyweight. So it's all that. Right. But classic physique, they're all numbers. So for my height, I have to weigh a certain weight because it's all about proportional look. So
everybody's going to be relatively the same size. How do you look?
Yeah,
and that's cool. And from day one, you start building toward a number.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a look, I'm sure. As well.
So take us through day one. So day one, are you sitting down with like a coach? Are you saying like, and I don't know the dates or anything, but I'm saying, okay, are you like, all right, Monday, first day, this is when it starts, and you're going to get up that morning. Are you going to have your week's worth of meals already ready?
Yeah,
I mean, are you looking at that? Or are you looking at your so obviously your food intake? Mm-hmm. Do you have your workouts lined up?
Right.
Tell us how that's all working.
So day one, first thing I did last go around was I met with my coach, Mike Robinson, out of Dayton, Ohio, Miamisburg, Muscle Dog Fitness. He's the best I've come by so far. He's the real deal. So I told him, I said, Mike, this is what I'm thinking about doing. can we make this happen? So he said, first thing you want to do is set a date. Okay. Set the date. Next thing I did, sign up. Once you sign up, it's kind of like what you guys just did. Once you sign up, once you put money into it, you're invested.
You're
pot
committed.
Yep. So at that point, I got no other options. I mean, I don't know what you guys.
So was that a deal from the coach?
Oh yeah.
Okay. First meeting is us. Second meeting is your signing up.
First thing you want to do is pick a show. Once you pick a show, there's nothing left to do but sign up.
And then it's 16 weeks.
For me, what his suggestion is for me, I mean, it's kind of year round, right? Because you've always got a goal. You're always working towards something. Right. So it's kind of year round. But as far as you show, 16-week prep. I actually got down to I did a 14-week prep. The last time got 2 weeks out. COVID canceled.
All
that work and everything. Yeah, so a lot of cardio, a lot of meals I turned away, but that happens. I still progressed. I still thought I looked better than I did the last time I got ready.
Right.
So I still learned a lot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a waste of time by any means. So once you pick a show,
I always want to ask that.
once you pick a show, it's go time. He gives me my meal plan. He gives me workouts if I want them. I work out pretty hard. I do my own thing in training. I know what works for me.
Right.
So, which unfortunately for me is lifting super heavy all the time. Okay. You see a lot of guys doing 10, 12, 15 reps of stuff. I'm doing 4 to 6. I'm lifting heavy, old school bodybuilding, old school powerlifting type stuff. So
you're doing that to get cut.
Yeah, I'm doing that always.
Just to build.
That's what I'm missing now. And I look at my weaknesses like everybody else, but what I'm missing now is mature adult muscle. You know what I mean? I'm in good shape for the most part.
Yeah.
I've got some things going for me, but I need density. So what everybody else did back in the day was they lifted real heavy. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying by that. I mean, not that I've ever done it, but there's probably a little difference in a body type. How old are you, Eric?
29.
20. I figured you're about 30.
Yeah.
There, you know what he's saying there. Compared
absolutely.
to even 30, I'd say you'll probably hit that. What
the thing?
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
That's probably whenever people really
early 30s. That's what they're telling me with my shape and structure.
The thing I can't get my arms around is the power lifting where you're going low reps, high weight.
Yeah,
I mean that's going to definitely put bulk on you. Okay, so. How do you then transition, or what do you do to make the muscles look like they need to look at the show? Okay. I mean, you've obviously kind of got to shred down some of that power stuff, or I would think. Yeah. I don't know.
So the one thing you can't do, the biggest myth in bodybuilding, is that you can change your muscle shape. Excuse me. So one of the things you can't change the way your muscle shaped or formed. You can't change where your bicep comes into attachment at both ends. You can't change stuff like that. Right. But what you can change is the thickness of the muscle, the density, how big the muscle gets. You can develop it, but you can't change shape. So that's the biggest thing. For me, as far as looking good on show day, whatever that plan, I didn't get to that step this time. Right. In the past, it's been you cut out excess water, you fill the muscle up with carbs, let the muscle show, and you get your spray tan and it's showtime,
Yeah.
So
ain't your alarm going off, is it?
I hope not. Oh no.
Go on, ain't it?
Okay. Somebody got it.
Yeah. They hot wired.
Sorry about that. I could hear it like crazy. Could you? You probably couldn't hear it.
I couldn't hear it until he got up.
I could hear it like crazy. I don't know why. So I like what you're saying is you're right. You can't change where your muscles attach or any of that stuff. So do you have somebody come in and say, okay, let's work with this. You've got this part like really good. This is a good structure for that. Let's try to focus in on this thing. So let's do these workouts. Because I'm sure not just curls are going to make your biceps big, but you guys do stuff to make your bicep pop.
Yeah. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is not addressing weaknesses. One of the things for me, so I'll just talk about shoulders. My shoulders need to come up a little bit. My coach knows that. I know that. So one thing he always tells me is it's time to bring those shoulders up. So what I do is I go on shoulder day and I blast shoulders. It's the way that it goes. And it's always heavy. Beat it to death.
So you're putting a lot of emphasis then for how long on your shoulders till the day?
And until my shoulders tell me I'm done. Yeah. Usually I'm in the gym 45 minutes. Maybe an hour, maybe an hour.
Then
no more
how
than
much
that.
recovery time are you putting in on that, man? Like, are you you're not obviously hitting your shoulders like today and tomorrow.
Sure, yeah.
Right? I mean,
at most twice a week with weak points twice a week. You need more time to recover. You're going to grow more in recovery, eating, and all that than you are in the gym.
Well, and like if you compare it, you played football for a long time.
Sure.
If you compare it to lifting for football, like your power, I mean, I'm sure there's so many different lifts that you do that hit muscles at different angles.
Yeah.
Or whatever, in order to build that you wouldn't otherwise probably worry about when you're playing football.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny going back to semi-pro football and all that. My training was totally different.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of those movements. I was doing RDLs and standing shoulder presses and things like that.
Right.
It's a full body sport, so you got a full body train.
Yeah.
Sure. Right now it's about isolation, so it's about a lot of seated movements and things like that. Athletes need to stand. They play on their feet, so they need to train on their feet.
Yeah.
So
right.
and there's probably a lot of emphasis on core lifts and things like that.
Oh my goodness!
In football,
sure, and everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it similar in bodybuilding? Just you're adding in some different exercises to the routine.
Sure. Yeah. In a lot of ways, I keep the same training because in football, you benched, you squatted, you even deadlifted.
Oh yeah.
We did all that. I still do all of those movements.
Power clean.
I don't do power clean. I don't miss power clean a bit.
Yeah. That kind of just hit the mat.
If you don't have to do that,
that hit the mat back whenever we were coming through there. That was
dude. That was big when I was playing college football.
Yeah, which would have been right before.
Yeah,
and then it's like it hit high school, and I remember everybody just kind of quit looking at the bench and they started power cleaning. It was like that was the fix all.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something. It is a great exercise for football. I mean, it explosion, all that. But I will tell you this. When my football days were over, I can't say that I've ever done an honest power clean.
I did one time. One time I did it to see if I could still do it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, I remember, man. It was brutal. Like the way they would teach it. We did a lot of hanging cleans.
Yeah.
And they taught you to jump under the bar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's that quick.
Yeah.
Quick twitch. And I'm sure they've moved beyond that now. I mean, that was back in the dark ages. But I mean, I just remember thinking, oh God, you look on your. What your workout is that day, and you're just like, oh God, that rotation's coming.
It's always Thursday.
That rotation's coming.
So what are you? Do you do better like in the morning working out?
It makes no difference to me.
Really?
That switch flips and it's
well, so during this thing with Massey, I seem to do better this time at night than trying to get up and do it in the morning.
Now, weren't you previously a morning guy?
I used to be
with
a morning
exercise.
guy,
That's what I thought.
Now tomorrow I'm going to try to go back to mornings.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what changed?
You know what? Well, this is not about me. I've talked a lot about my diet on this show. And I want to talk about your stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, I met with Jason Prater last week on Friday.
Brilliant mind.
Yeah.
Oh
and I was telling him
Brilliant mind.
I said, I lost to Massey, and I was taking my lickings. And I said, though, dude, but it was totally worth it. I mean, man, my snoring and sleep apnea is gone.
Yeah.
And for since I was probably your age,
sure.
I didn't realize I wasn't sleeping. You just get used to living with it. And now I'm back where I'm sleeping. Now whenever I wake up in the morning, I feel great.
Good. Yeah. So you could probably do that.
Now I'm going to go back to doing it in the mornings where before.
Did he suggest that?
No, I was just telling him about it. And because, man, I just, for the last, since I've been your age, the mornings just are not my thing.
Right.
I mean, I'm not opposed. I go late.
Yeah.
I'm a late guy.
Right.
And especially with the bar.
Yeah.
So your insurance phone ain't really ringing off the hook at 7:30,
right?
So I mean, I'll wait till 9:30 sometimes to go in the office,
right?
And I'm still kind of like, oh my God,
right?
And I never was that way, I used to be a 5, 6 o'clock.
Oh
in the morning
guy. You were an early guy.
And
now, I mean, do you find when you're carrying less weight like this, and I know Pudge will get off of this, but like I'm just curious as to. Do you require less sleep because you're getting quality sleep? Like, do you find yourself you can still stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, 12:30?
Now that I'm getting up earlier, now
it's a shift.
Yeah, I'm figuring out that I really need about 6.5, 7 hours.
Right.
And if I don't get it, I'm not going to feel that great.
You're not going to perform.
It's almost like a meter.
Yeah,
it's almost
you're not going to be performing at max capacity if I
get 4 hours of
rested.
sleep, I'm running at 60%.
Yep, there you go.
If I get 3 hours sleep, I'm running 50%.
Right,
and that's about the truly, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
Now, do you find that you have to probably? I bet he really has to be in tune with your body and like how much sleep you're getting, how much water you're getting.
Yeah.
You know,
that's actually one of the toughest parts about competing is, and I'm like you, so I'm really glad you brought that up, is that once you drop that extra weight, that your energy levels are off the charts. You feel like you can go all day. You feel like you don't need to sleep.
Yeah.
And
I did.
You were making yourself tired.
Yeah. Well, but I was eating 600 calories a day.
Yeah.
If I was doing that like right now where I've been not cheating, but after Thursday I let loose and I said, okay, I'm going to go back at it Monday.
Yeah.
Now my energy levels, that I'm
you
eating a lot.
Can allow yourself, you can
can
allow yourself more calories now.
Oh,
if you keep doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're not really trying to cut. You're trying to maintain and maybe cut a little more.
I just want to stay. If I can stay, I'm good.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that you could probably up your exercise maybe a little bit, and you know how to balance it now.
Well, now I'm not in crunch time like you are with the competition.
Right.
Man, that almost drove me nuts. I don't know how you do that. Like if you know that's on a certain day, and I wasn't where I wanted to be,
right,
and I couldn't get there.
Yeah.
Well, my God, man, I mean, you lose plus 30 pounds in 2 months. I mean, like
but still though, that's I mean, you're the same way. You're doing so. You're trying to get. I'm sure there's a certain. Do you use measurements or are you using the mirror?
It's all eyeball test.
Okay.
Eyeball
test. I'm that guy in the gym that has to take his shirt off and pull his pants up to look at himself. And I hate being that person.
After a workout?
After, during, before. I mean,
it probably motivates you, doesn't it? I mean,
it does.
You get a lot of weird looks.
I do.
Everybody's like, "Oh, there's that guy."
You ever just hike it up a little high, maybe flash it with the nut?
Yeah, I've learned. Oh, it gets real weird.
Let a little nut peek out.
Oh, stepped in bubble gum.
Yeah, it sneaks up on me. It gets real weird about 2 weeks out when I've got a posing routine and all this and all that. Because you got two phases of a competition. You got your mandatories when you go on stage first thing in the morning, pre-judging is what they call it, and you're standing side by side other people.
Okay.
That's when the judges compare you and kind of figure out where you're falling. Then you got the evening show, which they call the finals, but it's really just your time to go on stage alone and do your posing routine and kind of highlight your physique.
Yeah.
So the last couple of weeks, I'm in the gym and I'm like, I try to go in when no one else is in, so I can figure out. It's choreography. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, it is.
It's choreography. So you want to hit everything correctly.
There's a lot to bodybuilding, in my opinion. I mean, I know nothing about it other than watching this, but like, there's a lot of showmanship to that. It seems like. I mean, is that true?
Oh, you're worried about your teeth.
Yeah,
right.
I worry about everything.
Well, don't you guys?
I worry about everything.
Don't you guys like tan and stuff like that?
Everything.
I mean, you're basically going out there in that little tight panty. I mean, you know, you got. I mean,
you want to know my biggest insecurity is my hands, because I got huge hands. So if I'm ever doing anything upper body, I try to hide my hands, because if you got big hands, it makes your arms look small.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, so my hands in relation to my arms.
So whenever you see those guys giving one of them,
I'm all curled up on stage, man, and everyone else is like all balled up, look like they're ready to punch me. I can't do that. So little tricks and trades. Joints.
Oh, I'm sure.
Joints are another one. You can't change joint size. So if you got big joints, it kind of throws everything off. But these are the things no one else really.
Yeah,
I've learned over time. I've learned through other
experience.
People. Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Well, and that's where probably having a coach, somebody that specializes in the bodybuilding. I mean, that's probably invaluable, isn't it?
Sure. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like Jason came down and helped you. It probably gave you peace of mind to a certain extent.
Oh, he didn't help me. He helped that damn traitor, fat ass master.
Sorry.
That's what he did. Yeah. No. He was the enemy. I told Eddie Hughes. I said, you left me in the trenches. I said, you left me out here to die. I was overcome by numbers. I said, this is ridiculous.
2-1. It's not fair.
Yeah.
We need a recount.
I sent Prater a message and I said, just so you know, if I beat Team AP Prep, you'll never hear the end of it. I said, I'll be on you guys.
You had told him that.
I was going to go put my face on the side of his building.
Oh my! Yeah. And I'm sure that there was plenty of motivation there.
I think we need a rematch.
Yeah.
Well, we're 1-1.
Well, now I'll tell you what though. If I understood Massey correctly at the weigh-in and post weigh-in, he is now retired. There will be no additional conversations.
If we both get that fat again,
you'll do it again.
I'll get his head again, and I will get that going. Yeah, he. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. We're 1-1. There's got to be
something.
I'd like to see him this week, see how he's doing, man. He looked a little peaked there.
He did look a little peaked Thursday.
Yeah.
Dude, Wednesday I didn't eat or drink from Tuesday at 6:00 until Thursday at 7:30.
That sounds miserable.
It was. I had 12 ounces of coffee is what I had. That's it.
Oh,
and I Wednesday night about 10:00 I shut it. I mean, I had to go lay down. Like I wasn't feeling well. It was
your
awful.
body was telling you like,
my
hey,
body,
dude,
and I walked 8 miles and jogged some right before that.
And you just didn't have enough fuel in the tank.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Now, do you have to do that kind of stuff right before competition? I mean, when you're not, you start cutting the water off and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the week of, everyone thinks it's kind of crazy. Obviously, when you want to get rid of water, but the first thing you do is you gotta feed the body water. So like on Monday, I'll drink, or Sunday even, I'll drink 3 gallons of water. And maintain that through Tuesday. 3 gallons on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. On Friday, I'll drink a half gallon of water. By that point, all the water's out of my system. So it kind of, if you got extra water in the system, it can cloud the muscle because it sits between the muscle and the skin. So you want to load the body so it thinks, I got to get rid of all this water. Yeah. And then you trick the body by taking the water away, and it's still flushing water out.
Okay. Where the hell were you?
Yeah, do you hear this? Yeah. I mean,
Shit.
I was a week too late.
If we'd had this show last Sunday, you might have won.
Yeah, if Humphreys hadn't come into town. God damn it.
We can blame Humphreys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, man, I can't imagine, dude, because, I mean, this time was really, I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it.
Sure.
But this one compared to the ones that I did previously, this one was hard on.
You put a lot more focus on it this time, though, man.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't know why.
And you maintained it. I mean, you didn't cheat during that whole thing.
Not eating. I did. I had a couple.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think that like you threw in a lot of calories on that.
No, it was awful. I like I said, I don't know how. I don't know if I would I don't know that I would do. First of all, how long do you see yourself doing this?
Oh, I don't know.
As long as you can.
Yeah, sure. I've been doing it 3 years now, so I don't know. I love it. It's
keep doing it.
It's the most fun I've ever had competing.
Eric, is it amateur or is this pro?
Yeah.
Like, do you get paid for this? Or not?
Right now, it's amateur. So I guess the goal one day is professional. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Are you on a short time limit with that? I mean, what's the ages of that?
Oh, there are guys that compete in their 40s. There are masters that compete in their 50s. I mean, you can make it a lifelong journey. Okay. Which is kind of one of the things that got me into it. Football ends when football ends.
Oh yeah.
It's over.
Oh my goodness, I was 24, 25 years old wrapping up semi-pro football, and I was happy to be wrapping it up.
Yeah. I mean, you had a great career, and you were able to, most importantly, to walk away from it, to my knowledge, without any major injuries.
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing too bad.
I mean, when you play into your 20s, mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
And you haven't completely ruined one of your shoulders or a knee, or I mean, it kind of speaks to your training and that kind of thing. But I mean, that's damn lucky. Yeah. I mean,
real fortunate.
Yeah.
I think the worst injury, I broke part of my fibula at one point. Yeah. But that was, it was like 6 weeks. I was in a boot for a little while, and we had
is that the non-weight bearing one, or is that the?
I have no idea. It's a small one.
Yeah.
So if there's a health professional out there.
I'm kind of the resident doctor on this show.
Yeah, okay. Chad's he gives a lot of medical advice.
I feel so. I'm very well read. And WebMD and things of that nature. I'm a resident hypochondriac. And
he had me convinced. I told you I was having a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were too.
Yeah, we talked about that.
If he would tell me this now, I'd be like,
well, no, I mean, the thing is, man, you don't ignore pains like that. That's all. Maybe I'd be more of a first responder.
Okay.
Not trained.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or coming first, or coming there first,
or being there first.
Yeah.
Fourth responder.
But if I'm there, I'm not afraid to dole out maybe a little bit of medical advice. I mean, probably should have been a doctor. I mean, I definitely went to college long enough to be a doctor.
There you go.
But
maybe a Tommy Boy scenario.
Oh, worse. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable?
But I'll tell you what. I probably had a better time in college than most doctors.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I think that'd be fair to say.
Man, I remember my college roommate, Casey Chamberlain, was a doctor.
Okay.
Did you know Casey?
Yeah, I didn't know him personally.
Didn't know
I remember
personally?
watching him play football way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Easy now. Easy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
easy.
Way back in the
Yeah,
day.
way back in
Yeah.
the day.
Dude, I was coaching then. So
Yeah,
that tells you how old I was.
So Chad was my coach.
Okay.
And then I coached you in third grade, and
Yeah.
me and Casey
Yeah.
same age.
Okay.
So he's my college roommate,
Okay.
or Casey was.
Yeah.
And he went to school to be a doctor. And dude, he would give himself an hour a day, and that was it. Like whenever I say give himself, like he could do whatever he wanted to do for an hour, and he would. After that hour was up, he would just bury his head in books.
Yeah.
Study.
Till midnight, 11, 12, and whenever he was over, he went and showered and bed. He'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, study for an hour, get a shower, get ready to go
I'll
to
tell
school.
you, I wish that I possessed that sort of discipline.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
On
That's
Sundays,
insane.
him and his buddies would have like 8-hour, 12-hour study sessions.
Unreal. Yeah. Well, I mean, I
man.
think that's what you have to do
I do
if that's
too.
what you want to do with your life, and he's reaping some reward
Sure,
for doing that
sure.
right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I certainly wasn't. I wasn't doing anything to help my future when I was in college.
I bet I got more stories.
Oh hell yes! Unless my future is doing something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet I got more
because
stories.
yeah. I mean, I had a hell of a time. I don't regret 1 minute of it.
I don't
Sure.
either. No.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. That's
Best 8 years of my life.
yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't know that I would look forward after what I just went through. I just don't think I could do what you do. Like that would be.
Yeah. Well, if it means anything, you both look great, and it looked like it was really successful.
Yeah.
I mean, people.
Well, I
loved
mean,
it.
my God,
people
when you
loved
lose
it.
when you lose over 30 pounds in that, I couldn't believe.
Saw the one guy lost
some of the
50
results.
pounds?
50 pounds.
That's 70 years old,
Oh
bud.
my god.
50 pounds. I mean,
Do you know him? You know Gary?
I don't know Gary.
He was a hell of an athlete.
Okay.
yeah, but like when you look at it though, Pudge, like that, on the grand scheme of things, that's not a long time.
Hell no. 8
I mean,
weeks?
yeah.
No.
To lose, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And hell, Massey was in the 40s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Massey lost 46,
I mean,
40 something.
Oh my god.
I would be curious to know how much he lost to that last day.
7.
Holy crap.
7 pounds.
I lost 17 pounds in 14 weeks. Thought I was dying. Like,
Well,
I
but
mean-
the like I
thought
said,
I was dying.
I think that the shift there is in bodybuilding. You know, you're not
still-
really trying to lose.
Yeah.
You're not trying to lose
Yeah,
weight.
it's a
You know,
different thing.
you're
Totally
like, you're
different.
trying
No
to
matter what, you eat 14 pounds heavier, you weren't fat.
Yeah.
Right.
I've
Fair
known you
enough.
since you were the second,
Yeah,
third grade.
his 17 off. Yeah, I mean, this man has never fought the trials and tribulations
of obesity. No.
Yeah.
This is the biggest I've seen you.
Yeah. Like 2.
Yeah, you go, you fat ass.
You're 218.
Yeah.
That's what I was the morning
Yeah.
away in.
Really?
I was 218.
Yeah.
And then that night I was 221.
Yeah.
Because I had Massey. I was trying to get in his head.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture of my weight at like 5:30 that morning.
Right.
And it said 2-1, and I blanked out the next one. And I said, "Today's the day, fat ass." I said, "Where am I going to end?" and I thought, oh, boy, I'll just get him all down and depressed, and he'll just eat him a pizza for
But
lunch.
he was
Yeah.
just fired.
And
up.
I didn't know he was going to call Prater and have a lunch with out of the
My God, it
trash
was
bags.
like
Yeah.
Rocky and Mick out there.
yeah, Tyson and
Cut me, Mick.
and,
Cut me, Mick.
Gus or whatever.
Yeah,
his name
yeah.
was.
Cut me,
Yeah.
Mick. I got to
Cuss.
win this tonight.
Yeah.
I got to win.
So how close was that?
2.8%, I believe. Is what it was.
Yeah.
No.
He got me.
Yeah.
He got me. But hey, I'll give it to him. You know, he worked hard at that.
Yeah.
And both of us needed to. I mean, his before and after pictures, you saw that.
Oh, I
mean,
saw
he was
everything.
Hey,
big.
listen,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I think that the thing to take away from that is, I mean, okay, he won that competition, but everybody kind of won.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was a win.
You
I
know,
mean, you both won.
We both won.
Yeah, I mean-
and he won't admit this, but we have a hell of a time doing
Yeah,
it.
right.
I'll sense. I mean,
yeah.
I had like I'm hard on those.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to
trash
sense,
talk.
I will trash talk
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
death. And
Well, and honestly, he should probably thank you for that.
Well,
but I think that he kind of enjoys it.
He does
I
too.
mean,
Yeah, he does
I
too.
don't think it because
Yeah.
he's not afraid to throw it back.
Oh no.
I saw some of those texts.
Oh, you saw? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd call him a mouth breather. I say, you're nothing but a mouth breather.
I mean, this is like text going back and forth, from the Red Diamond Club and all the organization and stuff. Then all of a sudden, those two start going at each other, and it's like, man, the gloves are gone. Yeah, this is. Holy shit.
I told him one time, I said, listen, the last time you did this, because he sent this picture. Have you ever seen him? He was like borderline bodybuilder at one time.
I haven't seen those pictures.
He lost, this was probably 12, 13 years ago. He lost all kinds of weight. I mean, he was shredded. He was. Did you
was he lifting? No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he was lifting
pretty big
heavy.
into
I believe it was him and Rick Smith back then. I
don't
like all them messes. That's that damn thing. I don't care how cool. I don't care how much it cools it. It's over.
If only had as much luck with that pipe before.
Yeah,
clean as hell now.
Clean as hell.
yeah.
But he got
clean as a whistle.
He got pretty shredded for amateur stuff. And I told him, I said, well, the last time you were going through a divorce, and I said, getting ready to marry Kayla, and I said, this time it's man versus man.
Yeah, bud.
Going for the jugular.
He was all over me. I mean. I thought
that was day 3.
No, I sent that in a group text.
Yeah, this is
with an organization.
This is a group text before it even started, and I'm like,
man,
my God, that poor man.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
I'm almost on his side now.
Yeah, I thought.
I think that's the way Prater was. Prater was like, God, I feel bad for you on the abuse punch. I was putting pictures of him on Facebook, and then I seen him. Remember that day I seen him jogging or running? I videoed him.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh my! That weigh-in that you guys had at his house, where you called him like the 10-gallon drum with legs, 55-gallon drum with legs. I was like,
backfired on me. He got me.
Well, but you know what? It made it fun.
Yeah. It did. He's gonna come on the show.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's an evening guy too. I think I saw him running quite a bit.
He's twice a day.
Oh,
yeah. Morning and evening.
You had everything working against you, man.
That guy went through like Marine boot camp.
Or
something.
Okay.
He showed up Thursday night. I'm not kidding you. He didn't look good.
Really?
Like
he looked peaked. I was worried about it.
He looked pale. Yeah. And I mean, as soon as we weighed in, he went over and grabbed a beer. I said, "Are you eating tonight?" No, drinking. That's it.
He was like, "I'm so thirsty."
Yeah.
And
I ate 2 double smash burgers, a pound of fries, and some of Mindy's wings. And drank a couple beers that night, and still lost 3 pounds the next day.
Hey, how did your body? I was gonna I didn't follow up with you on that. Like, how did your body accept that load?
Till today, didn't notice it. After I've been eating like hell since Thursday.
Oh, really?
And I could tell today.
Yeah.
By 3 days into that, I was like, man, I gotta get back on the clean stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, I literally it'll just drag you down, man.
Yeah.
It's
it kills you.
It kills, and like I can already see myself like starting to get lethargic and not wanting to get off the couch.
Right.
And I'm like, nope,
Not
I gotta stop this.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, I'm just gonna be right back there. And man, I just feel so damn good. And I'm sleeping so good that I don't.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, but Eric, I imagine when you're training. Okay, like I guess let's focus on this. Okay, you go to the show, you do that. Then what does it look like the night after the show? Like, I mean, are you like, hey, give me a pizza, give me a beer, give me something? I mean,
I don't know if I want to talk about this. My coach might see this. No, first thing I do is I'm a burger and fries guy.
Okay.
So I love a burger and fries. First thing I'm doing, burger and fries.
Okay.
I don't care where from. The last one I did, I found a local place to get a burger and fries from.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not even home yet. You're going for a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I usually stay somewhere the night of the show just so I don't have to worry about getting home and doing all that.
Right.
Because, if you start at noon, finals are at 7, you might not be done until 8, 9 o'clock that night.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it can get pretty
And you're
rough.
flexing and not drinking much water.
You want to talk about sore? Sunday?
Is that right? Like, does it feel like you've just played a game or something?
I recently just did a powerlifting meet over Iron City Barbell, and I was every bit as sore the day after that meet that I was on stage. I mean, the day after being on stage. Devin
Paul? DP?
No.
Devin Smith?
Devin Smith. No, he didn't do this one.
Okay, he
This
was somewhere over the weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
No, this is a couple weekends ago, 24th, I think.
Oh, he was somewhere over the weekend. He's gotten big.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That guy's gotten strong as can be.
Yeah, he's gotten big.
He's doing the right thing.
Is Cody still doing it?
Cody Howell?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, he did this one with me.
Did he?
He was actually kind of the guy that said, "Hey, this is how you do this." I've never powerlifted before. I had 3 weeks. I got as ready as I could in 3 weeks and said, "Yeah, let's give it a whirl." And I had a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
Did you place or
yeah, I did pretty well for the most part. I lifted some weights that were heavier than I've ever lifted before, and it ended up being pretty cool.
So is that a bench, deadlift, squat?
Bench, deadlift, squat. Yeah.
Okay, that's all powerlifting meet is. Isn't it?
For this one it was. This organization, they do strict curl. They get in that day. I don't do strict curl.
Okay.
I've never tried it before, to be honest with you.
Well, when I was in high school, our football coach would just say, "All right, this Saturday we're going to Lancaster to this powerlifting thing."
Yeah.
And you didn't tell him no.
Yeah.
But
who'd you play for?
Blackstone.
That's who I was.
We hadn't really trained for that, but he didn't care, and he would enter it too.
Oh yeah.
He'd be there with the old men. He'd win.
Oh man.
But what's funny is you'd go over there, and you got all these guys wearing these suits, and they got wraps and everything on there.
You guys showing up with
I'm
gym
showing
shorts
up.
and a cutoff.
Yeah. I'm in gym
socks.
shorts and I'm just in gym shorts and whatever, And it's all right, get under there and go. And then I was used to when we're in the weight room at home, you're not bouncing it off your chest, but I'm not letting it lay there,
right?
Yeah. I mean, your bench press goes down by 50 pounds. I
can remember Blackstone being that. Did you ever meet him?
I don't think I met him in person. I've heard all kinds of stories.
Yeah.
Classic. You should read his book. His book is
I
awesome.
haven't read
it. Blackstone Brothers.
read
Check
his
it
book.
out. He and his twin brother.
I can remember him being like, "Hey," and you do his voice better than anybody, Morgan does actually.
Yeah.
But he was doing what's it called, the press machine. It's a bench, but it's a machine with the pins.
The Smith machine.
Smith machine, yeah. And he would put it all the way down there.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
the Universal,
the
old Universal
yeah.
rack.
Remember the
square,
square,
yeah.
And he would have you stand on it.
Oh yeah,
He'd say he'd put it all the way on there. He'd say, "Now stand on that."
Yeah.
And then he'd bench.
Oh man.
Hey dude, he
you don't hear those stories
incredibly
today.
strong. But I remember, I give that guy a lot of credit. But the transition,
he kind of put weightlifting on the map here.
Oh, big time. Yeah. And you weren't allowed to leave the weight room till he'd be calling people over there, that Universal whole stack, And what was funny is if you couldn't do it, he'd stand there beside you helping you.
Yeah.
But it was the whole stack.
Yeah.
Okay. And then eventually you were doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he's pushing down on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that. But I'll tell you, the thing that does for your brain.
Oh, remember it was the weight-a-thon, but your dad did? Did Blackstone start that or your dad?
Well, Dad had it back in the 80s when he was coaching here.
Okay.
Blackstone did it loosely a little bit, but very similar technique, because Blackstone, the thing that he showed us was the weight room for high school football at that time. Okay. I think we got a lot better probably when you were playing. We had those racks in there, the hammer strength stuff.
Sure.
It was awesome.
Immaculate.
You were up on the hill.
Yeah.
Did you ever go down at the old?
Not as a player in high school. I remember the old weight room down there in what I think is now a locker room.
Yeah, I think it's a junior high locker room or something. Yeah. For the visiting team.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But man, I'll tell you, the thing that Blackstone brought was he demanded strength.
Yeah.
And he started buying guys sweatsuits when you bench press 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was hey, if you can't bench 300,
Yeah.
you can't play on the line, dude.
Yeah.
And
that mentality stuck through Jackson football for
I'll tell you what years. I think Dad did a great job of was what he saw during the Blackstone thing is hey man, we're developing not only our bodies in that weight room, but we're developing our minds. Because we think, hey, if I can bench press 300 pounds or I can bench press 325, then who in the hell's going to beat me?
Right.
Yeah. Who is going to beat me?
Right.
And that was Blackstone's thing.
And your dad kept that.
Yeah.
Oh, with that weight-a-thon especially.
And he'd be the first guy to tell you that he had the benefit of observation.
Sure.
Through when I was playing to see what that meant.
Yeah.
And the confidence level that it developed in guys. And he did the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember guys getting, you'd get quarter a pound or 10 cents a pound or something, a penny a pound. You know, you can go hit grandma, mom, dad, everybody. And I mean, you know, you wanted to go back, and we kind of secretly called it the Spotathon at one time because it was an ego thing.
Oh hell yeah!
You know, I mean, you were
I was one of the chief spotters in that a lot of times, and then he might get sick of me letting guys fail, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm spotting. Get out."
Right.
You know.
Put 4 or 5 on.
Yeah. Put 4 or 5 on. He's gonna get it. I can tell he's gonna get it.
I tell you what, I'll give God rest his soul, Chris Kranitz. I saw him do 465.
Oh yeah.
And at that weight-a-thon, I saw him do 465 and nobody touched it.
Oh yeah.
And
now that's the thing to clarify. Like, dude, there were guys that were pushing that shit out.
Oh yeah, man.
Freaks.
Now Kranitz probably maxed out at like 5:15
that day. 5:15. But 465.
But 465 on his own.
On his own.
Yeah. And Matt Meacham could. I mean, my God, he was pressing.
Meacham and Kranitz. Meacham might even.
Hell, did we have anybody? I mean, at that point in the program when you guys were getting there, did we have anybody under 300 pounds that was an interior player?
Oh no. No. Most of those guys were. I mean,
hell, we had a lot of backs and backers throwing up 300, and I'm talking about legit.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of that was legit. I mean,
that was you guys were in that creatine era.
Oh my God, we would.
Have they moved completely away from that now?
What's
like,
that?
Like you guys are all going to need kidney transplants or something.
Yeah. Like, you've never did creatine?
I've used it every day.
Every day.
Every workout. Yeah.
Well, so we would stop as soon as you walked in the door.
Yeah.
And there was they had the stereo system there, and it was funny because the coaches would be there, and you'd be rocking out to like Pantera.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
So like you would, whoever was in charge, you know, basically whoever was a senior was going to come in there and call the shots. It was almost like changing of the guard, who got the control of every year of the stereo. And then like there would be like these jugs of powder and creatine.
Yeah. Right.
And I can remember just taking the scoop to the face and then just wash it down with some water.
Never heard of someone doing that with creatine.
Well, at that time it was a powder mix.
Yeah. Well, how do you take it?
I'd throw it in with like a shake or something after my workout.
Yeah. Well, what we were doing then,
like a pixie stick.
Well, what I remember. Well, I don't know that I endorse that, but I remember the kind we had. You could mix with water.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we had solo cups in there, man. They'd throw that in there and then, you know, mix it with the water fountain, mix it up.
Right.
We were endorsers of that.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody said it was safe at the time. And I mean, shit.
I still think it
is. You want to talk about gains.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you that the thing
we
about
had no clue.
Hey, that shit works, though.
We had no clue.
No.
Not one.
Not one bit.
Nope.
And you know, we were very careful as a coaching staff at that time to try to not provide guidance on that.
Sure, yeah.
Because that could create major problems.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know.
Still that way.
But everybody was I think everybody was taking it.
That's one thing I don't think high school's allowed to do a lot. Like, is making sure, now, they do with their, I'm talking high school sports.
Sure.
But I wish that like and they can't, but like I wish the coaches could really make sure somehow that like, you know, you take during even the school year, 2-a-days they do.
Right.
2-a-days they always feed you.
Oh yeah.
But like during a school day, and so I mean, you know, you're going to school all day. Now they're working out before school, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
so they'll work out before school, go to school all day, then have football practice that night.
Right.
How many calories would you? I mean, you're into that.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you think? 5,000?
Oh my gosh. When you talked earlier about being 600 calories, being 29 years old, the least amount of calories I consume in a day is 2,000.
Or do you feel?
I'm 29 years old. I'm not 17, 18.
Do you feel lethargic if you don't?
Astronomical numbers.
Oh yeah. I mean,
if
you don't get that many calories, do you feel lethargic?
I'm angry. I'm grumpy. I'm
terrible workout. Terrible workout that day. Probably
not necessarily a terrible workout, but I might not feel as good in the gym. But yeah, I mean, 600 for
Dude, there was
2 days, 3 days.
There was days I was eating like 300. It's hard to get calories with vegetables.
Oh yeah, if it's green and crunchy, there's nothing in it.
Yeah,
you're eating water.
The last 4 days, especially, I did the cave or the carnivore.
You didn't do vegetables for a long time.
For 60 days, I didn't do any vegetables.
Yeah.
And in the last like 4 days of this competition, I broke into the veggies.
Yeah.
Okay, thinking that I'll cut back on the meats, shock my system a little bit,
Yeah.
and load up on veggies, and then it'll do something.
Right.
Don't know what I thought it was going to do, Eric. This was one of those.
Shocked it.
Yeah, I shocked it.
You were shocked, all right.
Yeah. Well, I guess I finally went to the bathroom. I guess that's one thing you could say.
Yeah.
My dad kept telling me, he's like, hey, you keep eating all that meat, you're going to get all bound up.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my God, it happened there at one point. And the veggies broke her loose.
Were you throwing cheese into that feed?
No, no. You know what? I did cut out dairy a lot. I will eat some cheese, but like whenever I got serious about that, I cut out the dairy, and man, that was a. Now I think tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a plant-based for 30 days.
Well, wait a minute. Okay. Now, let's get into this. You sent me a text when I was in. I don't even know where in the hell I was last week. Akron, Canton area. Mm-hmm. You were like, "Hey, have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this documentary on?"
Yeah, The Game Changer.
Yeah.
Have you watched that?
And you're like,
Netflix?
Yeah.
Go watch The Game Changer.
The Game Changer.
And it's caveman versus vegans, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? You'll never guess what I'm going to do. And you're like, I'm trying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 30 days on.
Now, vegan though. That is like no eggs, no dairy, nothing.
Is it?
Nothing.
I don't know. Is it?
I mean, vegetarian. I think there's a difference. I mean, I don't know. Like vegan is like anything that comes from an animal byproduct is out.
Don't quote me on this, but I think vegetarian they can do like fish and stuff. I don't think vegan.
That's a pescatarian.
Is it pescatarian?
Yeah, that's where you can do fish.
Okay.
Well, what I'm calling mine is plant-based.
Okay.
So, You're going to go real heavy on the plants.
Sure.
And you're allowed to now. I need to finish my stuff up tonight, and I'm sure I can find it out tonight after we're done. But I'm still going to stay with the OMAD. I'm still going to do the 1 meal a day.
Okay.
The fasting. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you going to go like Tyler and kind of incorporate that?
Well, look how he's kept his off.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the big thing.
Well, Tyler was the big ass, you know.
Well, the big thing.
Remember Tyler's how big he was?
With him.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and look at him.
I wouldn't want him in front of me looking the way he does now.
Oh, exactly. My Lord.
But 10 years ago.
Especially on a windy day.
Yeah, right.
On a windy day.
Right.
My God.
Stiff breeze would blow that man to Wellston.
Right.
Lord.
Yeah.
Heaviest thing on him up until a week ago was his beard.
Yeah. Well, now it's a shirt.
Yeah. I mean, but look how he's kept his. How many years have you been? 4?
He's done a great job.
Closing in on it, yeah.
Well, and the thing I like about what he says though too is he's now kind of adapted that 1 meal a day to where it's
easy.
It's like it's not
super
not
easy,
a problem.
Super flexible,
super flexible, and super easy. Flexible is a great word for that.
Yeah.
You don't even have to think about it.
It's just like if they sent you and I to a bar,
right.
You know, like Eric with his body type. Now, Eric, we've talked about this. You have never been fat.
Right.
I have been. There are pictures.
Oh,
what, when you were like a second grade or something?
Yeah.
No.
Before you hit puberty.
After high school.
But if you take guys like Chad and I, who we're fat,
yeah,
all right, it'd be no difference than sending us. If somebody said, "Hey, you got to eat 6 times a day," and there's these. I love it whenever all full lifetime skinny people say, "Oh, you got to eat 6 times a day."
Well, I just don't care for that. I don't care for that idea.
Or you get the people that breakfast is the most important meal.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
And I'm like, okay, well, you send me and Chad to a bar 6 times a day. Guess what we're doing? We're getting drunk.
You better believe it.
Right.
And I mean, that's awful. Yeah. And I mean, now the thing is, though, now I would imagine in bodybuilding, is there some benefit to eating many times a day to feed or you like? What's your pattern?
I eat 6 times a day.
Okay.
If I look like you, I would too.
Sorry.
Well, hell yeah, I would. I'd eat whatever the hell I wanted.
Whatever I wanted.
And then I wouldn't look like him.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's not always conducive to eating 6 times a day. I like to kind of binge eat sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I wasn't used to eating 6 times a day, it wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
It took a long
now,
time.
is the
to
1
get
meal a
used
day
to.
though? Now, are you allowed to like quote unquote binge? I mean, do
I
you
mean,
look at
Tyler's
it
take on
as a
that.
binge meal?
I don't binge. I mean, I eat till I'm full when I try to eat good.
Well,
Yeah, you still have to be mindful of what you're eating.
Sure.
Obviously, you can't sit down and eat, $35 at Taco Bell each
Yeah,
time.
right.
Oh, never mind.
Well, like, what is your?
Well,
what's your calorie count though?
What's your go-to meal?
Yeah.
If you're eating once a day.
Anything.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, at
now.
Now, yeah. I mean, before, we're eating chicken, veggies, rice, good carbs, trying to stay clean. You would have, and to get back to the binge eating thing, though, when you sit down and try to eat 15, 16, 1,700 calories in one sitting,
good luck.
You're like, Jesus, can I get through this?
Unless it's cake.
Well, yeah. But if you're eating clean stuff,
that you'll get to that number right now. I mean,
yeah. But if you're eating 1,500 calories in one meal, you're stuffed.
Yeah.
If you can get 1,000 calories of vegetables in you.
Oh my!
Oh man!
Well, just like what Eric said, I mean, there's nothing in there. I mean, it's water.
You'll get full.
If you eat 1,000 calories of vegetables, you're probably burning like 2,000. Just digesting them. So it's negative calories.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you can't help but get full.
Yeah.
So, but what I watched that damn documentary, and I got ate up into that. And there's this the guy that did the documentary. I'm not good with like remembering guys' names and who wrote it and all this stuff. But the guy that did it, he trained MMA, or he trained like special forces people on like bondo and jiu-jitsu techniques and all this stuff. He was a killer. Mm-hmm. And it would never. I don't think he served, but he was the guy that came in and taught him.
Savage.
Right.
Yeah. So then he ends up going into MMA, and he fights like a fight or two, and then he gets injured, and then he starts interviews. Now his thing is, he's still working out, and he talked about recovery times and everything. Well, what he's finding is like Arnold Schwarzenegger, guys that at one time were eating 2 pounds of chicken a day and get 1.5 grams of protein for every pound jar.
Yeah,
that's what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they've all switched to this plant-based diet. Now, this plant-based diet, think about this. The meat, so I'm a beef guy, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Where does a beef get all its nutrients?
Grass.
Yeah.
Plant-based.
Corn.
Corn, yeah. Right. So, I mean, it's like...
Now, what about
and
potatoes?
Well, to clarify the beef, tonight, whenever we get out of here, I'm going to go home, and I want to know... I plan on eating meat and veggies tomorrow. So if I don't figure this out tonight, but before I start tomorrow's journey of, hey, I want to kick off another 10, 15 pounds. Mm-hmm. Sure. I'd like to get in better physical shape.
Right.
I'm in pretty decent like lung shape,
cardio
shape.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not in great shape. But like I can run. I ran 5 miles the other night without stopping. Wasn't fast. It was I averaged about 12 minutes a mile, 11 something. I'm okay at that. That's where I need. I'm not trying to set no records. Hell,
we're not Tyler.
No, I ain't Tyler.
We're not Tyler.
And I really don't want to be a runner.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoy my long hikes, and I enjoy a walk.
Yeah.
The running, it's okay. I don't. What I'd like for it to do is be whenever I get bored walking, then I might spend a week running.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe you're time restricted and you don't have the time to go out for that long walk.
Then
you could turn around, run 2 miles.
Yeah,
or
and
3,
get my cardio up.
Your same.
I want to keep it in the box. But I don't want that to be the box.
Well, I think that the key probably to sustainability on it, and I mean, I'm certainly not coming from a place of knowledge, but it has to be something where it is not so damn hard to where you dread it or do it like if I'm observing what Tyler has said is it's become something that's very comfortable as far as the habit, correct?
Yeah.
Like you're not even to the point where like you're like really having to discipline yourself or
no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about logging everything in MyFitnessPal anymore.
Right.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah, but it's a good start.
No, definitely keep doing that. But now I've reached a point now that I pretty much know what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably if when you first start though, you probably have to pay a little closer attention.
It's very important to document what you're eating. Some people would be surprised exactly how much you're eating in one day.
Yeah. I always tell people in the beginning do that. Because you don't know, and that's kind of a way you teach yourself, and that's how you learn. But I mean, he's been doing it 4 years. He eyeballs it, and it's routine for him.
Right.
So
so you don't have to be as focused on it now.
No. It's second nature now. It's routine.
And has your wife adapted the same style? of eating? And stuff
No,
like?
she still eats throughout the day. So she'll get up and eat breakfast and lunch, and then we'll eat dinner. On Sundays, I'll get up and I'll make breakfast. So Sundays I actually eat breakfast and dinner, but that's the only day that I do that. Just kind of thing that she and I do. Sit
Probably
together.
feel stuffed, don't you?
Yeah, I go through the day full, all day.
He has like one egg and a piece of bacon.
Yeah, right.
So I got to find out if so on this plant-based, I got to find out if are they, because I got kind of a mixed signal from that documentary. I don't know if they are considering some meat plant-based.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because like they made the argument that you don't need meat. Where does meat develop? And it was in the vegetables. Well, then my opinion is, well, then can I eat meat?
Grass-fed beef?
Yeah. Right. And I have some grass-fed beef right now and that I want to eat, and I want to know.
I don't know what the rules are on
that. Now, I'm sure that doesn't mean pork.
Sure.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sure that doesn't mean I don't know that it would mean. I don't know how in the hell you could say a chicken was plant-based, because I own chickens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Them some bitches will eat anything that you sit down in front of them.
Yep.
Chickens are kind of gross.
Chickens are nastier than hell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that like if you're a guy that could eat fish, other than frying it, which it tastes the best when it's fried. Yeah. But like, if you could get into broiled fish or grilling salmon on your grill or something, I mean, everybody talks like that's like the cleanest meat coming and going.
Gives me gout.
Does it really?
Fish does. I love fish. I love salmon.
Do you like shrimp?
Love shrimp
and stuff like okay.
Yeah,
but it's not good. Your body doesn't.
Fish is very high in acid.
Yeah, and that messes your.
This doesn't bother me. This doesn't bother me.
Ground beef probably doesn't bother you. Steak.
Nope. Peanuts and fish are my biggest things.
So now you guys tell me here. Tell me here on this.
What are those?
It's the fats. The fats in the fish and the peanuts. Those good fats.
Which are the saturated or unsaturated?
Oh boy, don't quote me on either of those, because
I believe it'd be unsaturated.
I'm not entirely sure.
Consult the medical.
So why would
Dr. Reynolds?
That would be good fat. Yeah.
So why would a fish and a peanut have okay? So you're saying
what do a fish and a peanut have in common?
I don't know the ins and outs of this, but fats dictate hormones. So certain fats control hormonal responses. So I'm not a scientist or
Pudge, be careful, you're going to start growing tits.
But they trigger different hormonal responses, so it might be part of the reason as to why. It can happen.
Okay. You just wouldn't think that peanuts.
Yeah.
Now
they can.
Would the fats in a peanut be in the oil?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Because peanuts carry a lot lot of oil.
Peanuts are great.
Let's talk about this.
By any means.
I think the food that gets everybody gets nervous about, like when and what I'm curious is, how does this fit into the vegan or vegetarian program? Potatoes, a lot of starch, a lot of carbs.
Yeah. What is starch?
I don't know.
Everybody says starch.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever said.
Well, I mean, my impression is starch equals carbs.
Okay.
Sure.
High carbs.
I eat carbs.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, I imagine if you're offsetting by not eating anything else, I mean, are potatoes okay? Baked potatoes?
I eat potatoes every day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, at least 2 meals a day. Well, at least 1 meal a day, but sometimes 2. Potatoes. My final meal of the day is always ground beef or steak and potatoes. Always, every day.
Now we'll let you in on a little secret.
Okay.
The Chuck Eye over at Jerry's Jamestown Market.
I've heard this.
You're going to get it where it's never in stock now.
Well, I hope I get it to where he keeps more of it.
Yeah.
I know what you're
We're driving the market.
Yeah,
we're driving the market.
If you run out of this, Jerry, this is not.
Yeah.
You can blame me, but it's up to you to fix the problem.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're driving the market.
It's the best steak for the money I've ever tasted in my life.
I've heard. Is it part of their like $50?
No, I don't know that.
It might be, but like this, Pudge said something about it. So I started grabbing it. Okay. I'm telling you, man.
Is it the real deal?
Well, I mean, it's different. It's not expensive steak by any means.
$2 for two steaks.
Not enormous cuts.
Oh my gosh.
They're not enormous cuts, but like, man, I kind of followed Pudge's lead on, like, he was making it, he was frying it essentially in a
skillet.
Yeah, and
just searing it
with like eggs and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, man, very well marbled and pretty good. Like a lot of fat,
right?
Some fatty, gave it a lot of flavoring,
right?
And I don't know, man. We got onto it. Like, if you want to have a little steak, I think it's pretty good.
Sure.
Like,
it's expensive to diet.
I don't know that I would throw that chuck eye on a grill though, Pudge. I never tried that. I don't know how it would have. I would
quickly.
Well, you couldn't leave it on there long.
I would do quick and hot on that.
Yeah. I don't know how it would behave. I've never tried it on the grill. But I mean, you know what? It's a decent enough cut of meat. I'm just afraid it'd get tough.
Oh, I don't think it'd get tough at all.
You don't think so?
No, it's the neck. Okay, so
Sure.
like depending on the cow, cows are built different. Okay,
Sure.
Cows have different body structures depending on the type of cow that, and this is what's cool about the eating. And I've gotten real into what you put in your body means a lot.
Well, I think that you made you're getting ready to make a good point on dieting. Is expensive.
It's expensive
like that,
but I think it needs to go deeper than the nutrition label.
Right.
I think that you need to know, or you need to understand where things come from, and to me anyway, it's like, okay, so let's say that you're eating, and I bought some Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. I love them. Okay,
sure.
I had some the other day and I cooked them, and it was this one bag. And I bit into this bag of Brussels sprouts, and these things were like humongous, man. These things were like, I don't even know how to describe.
Big as a golf ball.
They're about the size of a golf ball. Yeah. Okay,
that'd be a big
Brussels
sprout.
Yeah. And whenever I bit into that, you could almost taste the chemical.
Ooh.
Like, it was so green, you could almost taste like that. Just, and I was like, okay, guys,
made it almost bitter.
And I get it. They have to and I'm sure they spray stuff. I would love to get a farmer. I've asked my neighbor, and I've asked some people that I know that could come in and talk. And I want to get somebody on here to talk, because I'm not saying that they're wrong, or I'm not going against the farmer. I'm saying they'll make the argument that these things are safe, and I'm not saying that they aren't. I just want to know
you want proof.
I want to see. Evidence. Yeah, I want to see what that is.
Yeah,
because. We have a high cancer rate. We have there's just a lot of, you have high obesity rate.
Maybe it's worth. Excuse me. Maybe it's worth paying the extra for that organic label.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know, and I want to know. I'm at that point where I want to know, and I want them to say, no, that here's why it's safe.
Well, I've never experienced what you're just talking about, but you've been eating a lot of that stuff lately and focused on clean food.
I just don't want to digest something that could, and here I think I'm doing really good. And at the same time, I'm slowly killing myself. And I say that, and I'm smoking a cigar, and pipe tobacco.
Well, I think
drinking whiskey and beer.
Look
at all the sinning I'm doing.
Well, yeah. It's all about the grog, But I think that you choose your battles. For me, I will. I'll be a guy that till I'm in the.
He's getting smice.
Oh, cool. Till I'm in the casket, I'm going to enjoy a cigar.
Yeah, me
occasionally,
too.
And I'll do this, but that might mean I need to compromise.
Now wait a minute, okay? Now, and this is where you got to look a little deeper before everybody gets mad at me.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm still going to have a cigar.
Right.
However, I'm sure if I keep into these cigars, I'm going to dive into how they're made.
Oh well, yeah.
And I'm going to go, if I see that one is laced with a carcinogen.
Right,
I'm probably not going to smoke that one.
Well, they all are, but if you're seeing there's pesticides in certain ones,
sure,
can you buy a hand rolled one?
And
see, it's not going through a process.
Well, and you just no, I'm not going to get on the political side of things, but you just saw how big and massive the United States was, and I don't know about you guys, but if there's one thing I learned over this election, it seems like. And not here I am with my with my encyclopedia here, my knowledge.
Hey, we're good with that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is don't you think that, I don't know if you read into this or not, it seems like the United States has typically outgrown itself. We have
greater evidence than right now.
Than right now. Like the supply cannot meet the demand.
Sure.
Things are
look what happened. Like with COVID and everything. Look at the stress that put on the supply chain.
Everything.
Oh my goodness!
Everywhere.
Everything.
Everything.
I mean,
everything imaginable.
Everything. And the biggest difference, I think, between what I think of a great economy or a great whatever happened, the only difference that I've seen is population.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't. So going back to the farmer stuff, they have to, like, you're looking for the most yield. You're looking because they pay you for that.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're trying to make money.
They're trying to make a living. Yeah, they make a living.
Yeah.
They're not getting rich. I mean, they're making a living.
No, man, it's a different way of doing it. And I mean,
and they love doing it. I'm glad they love doing it. And like, I try to buy a lot of my stuff. That's why I go, shop where I do. I try not to buy the mass-produced stuff.
Right.
I want to go see that local person.
Yeah.
Well,
every time if you can.
I think that we should probably all be more cognizant of that because you know what, man, you make an interesting point by doing that. And this is, here we go, wild ass theories, Chubby Bartender theories.
Yeah, here we go.
But it makes me want to feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm buying at local farmer markets or I'm buying local stuff, not mass produced, to your point, not made by a manufacturer, and so. Does that not equal perhaps healthier food?
I would think
cleaner food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
to
where
go
my
down
mind
here
goes.
and see, Julie Weber. And
sure.
I love to go down. I love them. Number one, I know them.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I like to go down. I would think that my bet is safer with them than it would be buying out of a big bag.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're buying something directly from the farm, would it not make sense?
Yeah.
So what I think that people need to take advantage of with that when it comes to eating, wherever you are, talk to if you're talking to the person. What a great opportunity! If you're talking to the person that's actually growing that, ask them what they do with it.
Right.
And my neighbor, I know I talk a lot about him on here, but he's farmer, okay, and he stays in great shape. Like I'm talking this guy. I mean, he's your typical just in shape. He's not going to be like you bodybuilding, but he's going to be that guy that he can go.
Well, he's that guy that has worked his ass off his
whole
life.
Yeah. He'll run 3 or 4 5Ks a year.
So he does work at that.
Sure.
Too. Like I'm just saying, like there's a lot of dudes that are just in work shape. Dude.
Like it's a totally different thing.
So now he's got into his beef. He gave me this grass-fed beef and to try that he had grown. Okay, and I know that he's always really watched his health. Like he goes and kills his family's meat in Colorado every year as an elk.
Right.
Okay.
He wants that lean.
He wants, and that's why he goes and does that so they can eat it.
Sure.
He grows his garden so they can eat it. And like I said, they just stay in really good shape. And so he was telling me, so I thought, well, hell, if Tyler's eating it, let's see what he's got.
Sure.
So he gives me and man, you would not believe. I wish I should have. I had some tonight.
Is there a difference in taste?
There's a difference in taste. There's a difference in very noticeable difference in taste, smell, and texture.
I was going to say maybe texture too.
Yeah.
The smell of it is what's amazing. How much cleaner it smells.
And you cook your steaks with salt and pepper, so like you're not putting a bunch of marinades on there.
None at all. None at all.
So.
Now tonight we had tacos. We didn't have we had tacos without shells. Which was somewhat healthy grass-fed beef with lettuce,
my
cheese.
family we enjoy eating turkey tacos, dude. I don't know if you've ever tried ground turkey. To make a taco.
I've never done it with tacos.
I've done it so much now that I prefer the ground turkey in tacos. And so my kids, everybody, that's, and I mean, all the difference is you just don't have a bunch of grease to drain off and everything else. So by the time you put taco seasoning, you can put that taco seasoning on anything.
Anything. You
can put that on tofu. It'd probably taste like a freaking taco.
Something I tried last week whenever I switched over to veggies that I'd never had in my life, and I got to reading in when I get them food books, for the restaurant stockroom.
Right.
And I got to read, and I was like, it's nothing I want to serve down there, but it's something I was like, I want to try that at home.
Yeah.
And I may put it on something. Eggplant.
Okay, that's funny. I was just getting ready to go there. We were having this conversation, that we're having right now. Mm-hmm. With the company I used to work for, I had to travel all over the United States. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you do a lot of corporate events. Well, you go to a corporate event and they have a dinner. They're very sensitive to, there's a lot of vegetarians. There's a lot of, whatever.
Right.
And, I remember one night specifically going in and they're like, the dinner, like we're going through this back then, buffet line before all this shit hit. But like, they had eggplant parmesan.
Ooh. I've heard that before.
And I'm going to tell you what, it was just like chicken parmesan, except it was made with eggplant. And I mean, I couldn't tell you how to cook with eggplant. I've eaten it several times. That was delicious.
It was,
and I mean, I guess a lot of people use eggplant as a substitute for meat.
Yeah.
When cooking, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, that was pretty tasty. If I could replicate that recipe, I'd be all over it.
I'll have to check that out because all I did with mine. Have you ever seen one?
I've seen one, but I don't know what the texture of it is.
Well, it's cool.
It's that emoji on your texting that people use, like to
we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there. Yeah. Not tonight. It's a family show.
Not really. Yeah.
The texture of it is whatever you cook it to be.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
So you can manipulate it.
So I took mine and I sliced it very thin, and then just put salt and pepper on it,
okay,
and then just threw it in the cast iron skillet.
Kind of like making like fried green tomatoes or something.
I was thinking like a potato skin.
Oh, okay.
And so whenever I thought that in my head, that's kind of what it.
What'd you season with? Just salt and pepper?
Yeah,
okay,
that's all I ever eat.
But like the thing I would say about an eggplant, it probably needs to be kind of seasoned or something because I don't think there's a hell of a lot of flavor to it, is there? I've never had it just eggplant like you cooked it tonight. Like,
they're $1.39. I would encourage both of you to go home and buy one.
Yeah,
and then try it.
Looking forward to
fry
the
it
eggplant smash burger.
I just did a I just did a.
Well, I mean, I've seen people make it like that, man. They'll cut that off the size of hamburger patties, throw cheese on it or something, and it's like they're making a cheeseburger.
Wow!
And then they dress it with everything you'd like on cheeseburger, like onions, lettuce.
Google eggplant,
right?
Yeah,
just Google eggplant and then recipes. And
well, I'll tell you what, man.
Check out the history.
Check out, definitely.
Yeah.
But check out that Parmesan.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm glad you said that
because they baked it. Just like you'd bake a lasagna or something. I mean, or chicken Parmesan.
I would have never thought to have bought something like that. And I did buy all organic stuff the last time because.
Hey, just a quick break to see this. I mean, I had lost it. Okay, but look, I brought it back, and I'm about to get to the ring.
Is that where? So am I doing that too fast?
Yeah.
Oh, I got. So you're saying I got?
Just let her go, man. Get it to the ring.
Yeah.
And then put her out. I mean, hey, listen, cigar smoking is the same as whiskey drinking or anything.
Whatever you want to do.
You do you.
Yeah.
Whatever the way you like to do it is the way is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I like my pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I need my tobacco. Will you hand me
I completely.
I forgot my bag of tobacco.
I bought a pipe today. One smoke, and I've ruined it.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
That's the one I was up there fidgeting with prior to the show. I can't get it unclogged.
That pipe.
Yeah. That's mine. Give him that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, let me see that. That's Chad's.
You got the receipt. Take it back.
No, let's buy another one. It was cheap.
Borkum Riff.
Yeah. They didn't have any Prince Albert.
So
hey, I had to go with the Borkum Riff.
I'm sure people are going to think, my God, the tobacco that these guys. Though, I'll be honest with you, since I've started smoking the pipe and those cigars, I'm smoking a lot less.
Oh, that's the key, dude.
I really am.
Yeah.
Like now, whenever I go home, I used to kind of secretly keep a pack of cigarettes in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Now I don't
We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore because I'm like, if I'm going to smoke something, I'll smoke.
I'll do a little piping today.
Well, I'll do some piping, or I'll take one of these cigars. And I bought the cheapest cigar that the tobacco store had the other day. It was $3, and I mean that thing must have been 18 inches.
Oh yeah, well, this one's out there.
Yeah. And it lasted me at least 4 days, and by the 5th day, it just broke off in half. It was so dry.
Crisp. Yeah, they're crisp.
But whatever.
No, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you could tolerate though. Like you could probably taste that thing. By the time there ain't no amount of toothbrush or Listerine they'll take out of your mouth.
To me, though, dude, it tastes just about like what these all do.
Is that right?
Yeah, it don't. He's gonna keep going after his laser watching. He's gonna go after that thing. It's just gonna make a mess here in a minute.
That's all right.
That's all right.
So, 4-year-old son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's his name?
Kaiden.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he going to Jackson State schools?
He is. He's preschool right now down over where Parkview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you're getting ready. So are you going to kindergarten next year?
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
When's his birthday?
March 22nd. He'll be 5.
Oh, that's nice. The big question that you're at your age now. Do you hold him back a year?
I know.
Or do you go?
Gibson's
old.
He's poised. He's poised to go at 5.
That's what I did that with my son.
Yeah.
And he's doing fine.
Yeah.
But if I had to do it over again.
Yeah. Well, he'll turn 6 at the end of kindergarten, so he'll still be the old kid in his class.
Yeah.
So at that point, we're kind of past that question.
Good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause
he'll be young.
Mine's in late May.
Yeah,
But he's going to be about on Abrams' path because Abrams started at 5.
Sure.
And then he turned 6
at May at the end of his kindergarten year.
Almost at the very last day of school.
Yeah.
Right?
See, Gibson turned 6, so you have that option.
Sure.
Now, I'm not telling you one way or the other. It doesn't make a difference to me.
I've been told.
Yeah.
I've been told by people.
If you're going to do it, this is the year to do it. So you could technically wait. So you could send them to preschool another. So you're saying Kaiden will be 5 in this month?
No. He's 5 already. Or 4 already. I'm sorry. So he'll be 5.
He'll be 5 in March.
Right.
Okay. And you're going to start him next year in the kindergarten.
Potentially.
You could hold off another year.
Sure.
He could turn 6 and then go to kindergarten.
Sure.
Gibson turned 6. His birthday is August 17th.
Right.
So he was very old for his class.
Right.
And there's no right or wrong answer. It's wherever you want to go. But this is the year to do it if you're ever going to do it.
That's the thing because you can't put it back in the bottle, man.
No.
Yeah. My son, fortunately, is doing well academically. Mm-hmm. I would be doing him a disservice right now to hold him back a year.
Sure.
Right. And for me to do that is saying that I think my son is going to the NFL.
No, I disagree. Yeah. Now, and the reason I'm telling Eric this, God, I've known him.
No, I'm saying if I held him back.
Oh, now.
Okay, that's
my wife's a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so my wife's getting them in kindergarten, so she sees both sides of the coin.
Sure.
And she sees the people that send them early, and she sees the people that send them late.
It's usually the ones
difference.
And I'm going to tell you something. Late. There is a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of kids that they send early, some of them they're right there.
Right.
There's other ones that
I'll tell you. I can tell you.
She has to recommend at the end of the year whether or not to keep them in kindergarten if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the year to do it.
Right.
To do twice.
Yes.
Right. Well, what I look at is I think at that age, a year of maturity makes a big difference.
Sure.
We're going to school every day, all day now. We're doing stuff it's a big step for kids.
Huge.
And then what I look at is even in rec athletics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I can relate to that or in art or anything.
Sure.
Motor skills and things, they come with maturity.
Sure.
And age. And I've just noticed some emotional immaturity in him that's not his fault. Mm-hmm. It's just you're not.
Development.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. And I think if I had to do it over again, I would probably have made the choice that you made in the fact of just, even though he's doing fine in school, I would argue that maybe he could do better.
Right.
If he was a year older, and it's the front end of his life, dude. I
think Abram and Gibson are similar in the fact that they're opposite. Yeah, I think I don't think Abram. I'm just saying, but from what you're describing, Abram he's developed body wise just fine.
fine. I mean, he's behind everybody. I mean,
is he really?
Well, he's big.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's a big kid.
He's a big kid, even though he's young in his class.
Natural.
He's big.
Yeah, he's big.
Well, and Gibson, his mind, he's very mature.
Yeah.
To an extent,
oh my God! Yes, he is. Yeah.
Body wise, I'm noticing movement and just jiving. It's taking him a second to whatever.
Well, see, that's why Abram. He's got a big body. He's got a fat body, not exceptionally, but I mean that'll be his way. He'll move his whole life.
Sure, yeah, and then Gibson too.
Yeah. I mean, but he's I mean, he's big.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm glad that he is on like if he's big enough to, like, if we're going to play football or whatever, he's big enough.
But go to you putting him in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're putting him in school to learn. Who gives a shit about sports? Okay?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying, you're putting them there, the main reason behind the educational system is education.
Right.
100%.
Right.
So, but isn't it funny how even me, I'm guilty of this. You may be, well, he's big enough.
Oh yeah, I know.
So, isn't it funny though? You make that call on their size and not their brain.
You don't want your kid getting picked on or whatever. But like it's one of those things that you're exactly right, because academically he's fine, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not missing a beat. Yeah. But I just think my preference now, looking back, is I was like, what was my hurry?
Sure.
Yeah.
What was our hurry, man?
Yeah.
I mean,
Randy Kennedy. I know you do.
Yeah.
Randy Kennedy. Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
One of my best friends.
Yeah.
His son Grant. I love Grant. Grant's awesome. Grant was one of those kids that, like, whenever he was 2 years old, dude, he could spell you every dinosaur. He could spell and say to a T.
Right.
Okay. He gets to kindergarten in my wife's class, and like he's like Doogie Howser.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, so they I think a few times during the day he would go to like third or fourth grade class.
Yeah, they'd start challenging him.
They would push him a little bit, because like he was like, I mean, it was something special.
Sure.
Like he was different. But like Mindy said, well, no, Mindy and Randy, they're like, brother and sister. I'm, because she's my wife. Sure. So he's going to call her and say, Mindy, what's he doing? And they would both, I could hear them now saying this. They were like, oh my God, he's so smart, but then he might get up and put his coat on inside out.
Yeah.
And it was like, and Randy said, after that was all said and done, I asked Kennedy, I was like, hey, do you remember, do you regret that? He was like, dude, he's like, they are what they are. He's like, just go with it.
Yeah.
You ain't got to.
Well, that's what I mean. We can't put it back in a bottle now. I'm just saying, if I looked at it and like very similar to that situation, like Abram does great grade wise stuff like that, but like hell, he struggles to tie his shoes.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that.
And I struggle with that too.
It's just as part of growing up as figuring out a math problem that you're going to have a calculator for in your pocket.
But what I look at is if we would have maybe not pushed him out of the house so quick, or whatever. But I mean, dude, how much is hindsight? Every time you're going to criticize yourself
every time.
And I'm sure you've experienced this, Eric, as a father. I mean, we talk about this a lot. Like, we always look at and focus on the shortcomings.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I do.
Have you guys sat down and done math with these kids yet? Yeah. Well, and Common Core?
Not Common
Core
Core stuff.
You haven't
yet. Common Core yet, but I've got the luxury. I got 2 education degrees.
Yeah.
So I've studied this stuff a little bit. So thank God on that end, I haven't done any Common Core stuff yet.
Wait till you get into this foolishness.
Well, I understand what it is, but
I can't.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Now here we go. I'm gonna get political now again. I'll tell you what. I hate this testing. That we do.
Well,
I mean, this testing, I mean, like...
I think there needs to be more recognition that development comes in, ages and categories, both.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The kid that might be great in math and great in science and great in reading and writing might not have the greatest motor skills in the world.
Well, you know what? They might also not be good test takers.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of things. We need to individualize education. That's what it is.
I had a... here's the thing. I got to give the teachers in the public school system a lot.
Yeah.
We expect an awful lot out of public
Oh my gosh!
Well, and let me tell you something.
My gosh!
I mean, we're very fortunate where we are. If you look at the scores that come back here, I mean, like, look, I mean, thank God, my kids haven't got caught up on one of those tests yet, where
right,
they can't advance. But I feel for our teachers. I see the pressure on them for test performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Borkham riff is rough.
And Jackson City school system is amazing.
Oh yeah, they're doing a great job.
Amazing,
doing a great job.
Really are.
Bad mix, Tyler. Bad mix.
As everybody is trying to
go down smooth.
Trying to just balance it. I just think there's so much pressure put on the teachers and the kids on this testing that I don't know that's necessary.
I can vouch for, as a teacher, you see someone for 45, maybe 50 minutes a day, and the things you have to do in that 45, 50 minutes are just absurd. I'm with you guys. The pressure's intense.
Yeah.
And it's no different than, I mean, I don't. It's a lot different, but I'm saying, like, that is funded through tax dollars. Okay,
sure.
like people think that, like, that needs to be, and there it goes again. Do you get political on this? But they think that needs to be like, a private school experience
right.
in a public school.
Yeah,
setting.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
and it's just.
There needs to be a standard there for
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we're doing
Definitely.
that, and I mean, I guess the tough thing that the government or whatever has to deal with is, okay, if we don't do this testing, how do we know or how do we measure the quality?
Yeah. What's the
I mean, like
I'm just glad that
they
even care. Because I'm surprised. Look at the welfare system that's state funded.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
They don't give a damn about that, and they'll let that go on the way that it does. But the school, I'm just glad that they care enough to even want to test the kids to see where they're at.
Right.
Yeah. The thing I'm concerned with is the type of educational experience it creates for both the teachers and the kids. When you are teaching to a standardized test, we are severely restricting the talent of our teachers to relate to kids and teach them in different ways because we are saying, look, this is the way the test looks.
Sure.
And so you have to teach the test.
Right.
Well, now there's a situation, where there's a what if you're in this situation. Okay, I can give you the rebuttal to that.
Okay.
Do you want your kid getting? I mean, we're in a situation here in our area where we know the teachers.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to put your kid in a situation where they're getting that teacher's opinion, or do you want that to be a collective group's opinion?
Well, I think it
with a standardized test?
I think there could be good and bad. I mean, you're going to get,
because then you're as good as
the ones
that teacher.
The ones that are going to be given those opinions and stuff like that they're going to do that anyway. In my opinion, I mean that's because that's their agenda. I mean, my only argument is I just look at, like, if you look at higher education, generally, like, if you're going for a professional degree, you're going to have to take some sort of a board test or whatever. Sure. But there's a lot of ways to getting good results on that test, as opposed to, this Common Core where, I think it forces us to leave kids behind that are tough to reach.
Sure.
Because there's so much pressure to, look, dude, we got to get as many people passing this test as we can, or we lose our funding.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go back to.
Yeah.
It's just like the COVID. $3,800 is awarded to each hospital that has a positive test of COVID.
Wow.
Right.
That's a hell of an incentive.
Sure.
Yeah, what do you think they died of?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can make $0 or $3,800. What do you think they died of?
And they died. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what did they die of?
Yeah, and I mean, hell, I don't know. I just think it's just a bad, or just a total the total setup.
I just think it's a situation of too much government.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
It could be.
I mean, I think there's been a lot of that. I thought we were going maybe in the right direction on that, and I'll stop right there. I'll stop.
This
is
before the election.
I'll stop right there.
Beautiful weather we're having.
Hell of a day. I'll stop right there. I'll stop right there.
What are you doing now for a living?
I'm working at North Auto Mall in Chillicothe.
Have you joined the sales world? Welcome to the games.
We were talking about it before, man. I mean, they've got a nice deal over there, man.
Okay.
I was telling him I've seen a lot of his stuff on social media when he sells a car, and like that group that's over there. I was like, it seems as though he's working at a car lot that is much more collaborative than a lot. Like, and a lot of times it's like, and this is perception, but I've had several friends that have done that, and it's like, man, a lot of places that can get pretty intense. I mean, as far as like it's dog eat dog. Yeah. Like, hey, first guy on the lot, I'm going to be out there getting it. You know, but you guys seem to have like a very collaborative approach. Which I think is unique.
Yeah. Then that's exactly the name of our building, Norse Unique Auto Sales.
Okay.
It was created in reference to the inventory, right? Like Mercedes and Lexus, things like that. We have a 2021 Toyota Supra on our floor right now. It's awesome. Yeah. But what it became is the idea that, you know, if someone's been told no or whatever the case may be in the past, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work with you. If it takes an hour, if it takes 3 hours. I was with a girl 8.5 hours one time. And I think she watches your show, so I'm not going to name any names.
Yeah.
I was with her for 8.5 hours, and long story short, she was dating a guy with 3 kids. They needed a vehicle. Real tough situation. I was with her 8.5 hours. Ended up getting it done. From the time I got to work to about a half hour, 45 minutes after I left that day. Her only. So what it ended up becoming was Norse Unique. Became this, if you've got a unique situation, right? If you've been told no, or you know, if you know, whatever the case may be. I don't want to get into people's personal stuff.
Sure.
But whatever the case may be, come see us. You know, and you know, we got 3 desks in our building. We just hired a new guy, Chris Fairchild from Oak Hill.
Do you
remember him?
He was a savage, wasn't he?
Oh boy,
played football Kent State.
Oh yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, he's big
guy.
Yeah, he's a
great
man.
guy. He's my personal bodyguard. No, he works in the.
That'd
desk
be a good choice.
I'm telling you. He just began over there. He's been here a few weeks now. So he sits in front of me, and Derek Allison, who also local guy, Farm on the Ridge.
Farm
on the Ridge.
How's Creezo?
Chorizo. Great guy. We all work together, and I told Chad a story before we got on, but last month, man, Derek kicked my butt. I don't like to talk like that on. You know, no, he gave it to me, man. But you know,
sales.
Oh boy, he took me to the woodshed last month.
Do you like sales?
I like it. It's
do you
fun.
see yourself doing, or you want to be a teacher?
Whatever happens. You know, I love it because at the end of the day, hang on. Teaching's about relationships and sales is about relationships, right? It's all about talking to the person across the desk from you.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, whichever I go. Do I miss teaching? Do I miss coaching? Yeah. But I'd probably miss these guys if I left there too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's working real well right now.
It's great, man. Yeah, it's great. And the people that come in, they have a problem, and they want you to help them solve their problem. At the end of the day,
and it's dangerous that you think like that, because like if you would like truly get into sales, and just like if you introduced yourself and you said, hey, you know what, I'm Eric Landrum. Obviously, I want to sell you a car. Sure. If you're looking for something in particular, I would like for you to talk to me. I'll help you through it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're here to look at a certain car, and if it's not for you, I understand. I'll show you what else I got, but I want to help get you in a car.
Yeah.
You know, and you really mean that.
Oh, 100%.
100%. You know, and
it can get you.
It can. Yeah.
I've learned a little bit.
But you know, like I'm a guy. Whenever I go to a car lot, I'm going to look at a car. I'm not going looking at cars. I'm going to look at a car.
Sure.
So whenever I see a salesman, and you're talking to a salesman, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whenever I see a salesman, I'm thinking, okay, you know, I really don't need you to sell me this car. Either I like it and I'm going to buy it.
That's it.
I'm that kind of buyer.
You know, you're talking about my biggest struggle right now as a salesperson, young salesperson. I've only been doing it 6 months. The last thing I want to come off as is a salesman. I want to come off as a guy that wants to help you.
Sure.
And
that's dangerous.
I know. I'm learning.
Well,
I know.
No, it's in a good dangerous. Like that's good. You could make a lot of money.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my take on that, and tell me what you think of this, Budge, is like, I totally agree with that approach. Don't disagree with it at all.
Don't. My problem was I started off like that, and then like corporate sales ruined me. Sure. Chad could probably talk a little bit of that.
Yeah. I mean,
like we were in sales competitions like daily. Yeah. Like, dude, we used to work. We worked for a very high. It was a Fortune 500 company. Yeah. And we were. I call that like high pressure retail sales. Sure. And it was life insurance, okay? And like you had to sell a certain amount in order to keep your job. Right. And I mean, not only keep your job but make any money. Right. And if you didn't sell, and I mean, we just the culture there was like so. And I didn't know any better. I'm coming straight out of the coal mines and out of Meridian. It's not like you. You didn't grow up in no sales culture. No. Not at all. I know exactly how you grew up. Yeah. And you're turning wrenches with Dad. You're like like me. And Chad grew up on a football field. We're not sales guys. Right. And but whenever those companies, if they put that like high end sales pressure on you, I'm not saying it forces you to do things wrong, but I'm saying it forces you sometimes to get outside your own box. And I'm not convinced that staying in your box isn't the best thing to do. Sure.
I think your blood pressure will be better.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And if it's not, and if it gets to the point where you can't easily accomplish their goals, then you need to look for another sales position that better suits your skill. Sure. Not that you're a bad salesman.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think the key is if you want to take the consultative sales approach like that, where you're helping people, and
it's a great way.
Look at me.
Man, that was great. Did you hear? I jumped on that quick too. I was like,
I don't know what that word means. Can you define it?
Consultative sales. Yeah.
But like I guess where I'm going with that is like you've got to make sure that you've got a company that backs you up.
Sure.
As far as that goes, that you're working for a place that know
believe in what you are selling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that you're at a company that will not put you in a bad situation. Yeah, right. And one thing I'll say for Western Southern, dude, I mean, it was some high pressure, but they didn't put us in too many bad situations.
And I'm not so sure how much of that was Western Southern versus how much of that was the people around.
Oh, well, and that's what it was. Yeah. But I mean, as far as a company, like you die, they'll pay off your life insurance claim, dude, and they'll do it quickly. They'll do it very efficient. And so like that's really what we're selling, right? So I mean, but one thing that I've found is in my track in sales is I've now gone to a business to business type sales thing as opposed to the business to individual. Right. But I'm gonna tell you something: there are no better salespeople in the world than the guys that are business to consumer salespeople.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah. I've seen some of the. I saw a guy one time. I forget that guy's name. Mike something. It's been too many years now. He came to my house to sell rainbow vacuums, and I begged him to come to work for me. Yeah. I was like, my God.
Did you buy you a vacuum?
No. And you know what? I probably should have considered that.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't know if you've ever had this problem. You were just saying, like, your buying style. Mine is,
You're a sucker.
Being in sales, dude, I am a sucker for any kind of marketing. I'll get to feeling sorry for a guy, and, like, I am terrible
you're a sucker.
At not, at telling a guy no. Right. And it's like, man, what am I doing? I know all this karate. Yeah. I know how this works. Yeah. I know what this guy's trying to do. And I'll even tell him that, like, ooh, you're doing a good job here.
Good move there. I was wondering if you was going to catch it. Yeah. You do that yet?
But like, man, I'll tell you what, I got to take my wife everywhere with me if we're looking at a major purchase. Like, I got to take her because she's skeptical. Right. And man, I'm not. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm like, man, this guy.
That's a good deal.
I mean, this guy's I like this guy. Mindy, I like this guy.
I can't tell you. Mindy will get to feel sorry, and I'm like, I ain't doing it.
Well, I think you got to have a good balance like that. Sure. Like, my wife's just skeptical. Sure. Yeah. Now, she doesn't like to say anything, but, like, she'll take me behind the thing. Like, all right, now you got to tell them that, no, we're not doing this or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of bought in here. This is a great deal. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And I mean, but I don't know, man. I love sales. It is a lot of fun.
I can't imagine. I do. I made the move one time. I got into sales, got out of sales. Sure. And whenever I got out of sales, and into the corporate world, I I knew right then and there I screwed up.
Yeah.
It was
well, I think you've got to look at the organization that you're going to and say, is this a sales organization?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you and I both did the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, I've bounced back and forth. I've worked in the banking profession, and this may come to you because they're very attracted to salespeople because they like fee income and things like this. But what I have told a lot of people, banking is banking, and it's great. It's career fun. If that's what you want to do.
Right.
But it is not a sales career.
Sure.
Would you agree with that, Pudge?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they can argue with me till they're blue in the face. They've never had to go make their living off that.
You cannot shape that into a sales career.
Right.
Yeah. And
I don't consider that sales at all.
No.
It's there.
It's great.
There.
Yeah. It's a great profession.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
the
dogging
difference
it as a
is
profession.
they walk in a bank store. You're walking in their door. Whenever you're in sales.
Absolutely.
So it's two different sides of the spectrum. It's not, there's
well, in banks, I mean, you look at, man, I mean, they're not going to compensate salespeople very much because look what you're selling. Yeah. Money. Everybody wants that. I mean, people are coming to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. What else going on, man? So you got the 4-year-old boy?
Stay busy, yeah. 4-year-old.
So the working in the training, I mean, my biggest thing, with and this is just in everything anymore, especially with like that working out thing I was just doing, was finding the time and to be a dad adequately.
Yeah.
Not that there's ever a point where you're an adequate dad, but you know what I'm saying. Like, there comes a time where you're like, okay, I've seen him today, and I've got a good
Yep.
I always tried to put Gibson to bed. That was what was different about this time. I'd always try to put Gibson to bed, and I mean, I might not sit there until he falls asleep, but we'd try to read him a story and get him in asleep or get him at least in that direction. Lights is out
before you did your evening.
Before I'd roll out and I'd say, hey, I'm gonna go work out, buddy. I love you, and I'd roll out. Night, Daddy, and then I would roll out and go, and that was a struggle because typically that was at 9 o'clock at night,
right?
And by that time of night, your internal clock seemed to be shutting down.
Sure.
Probably telling you, hey man, it's probably time to start going to bed.
Sure, and then hey, Dad, you got to go out and walk or run 5-6 miles.
Sure, yeah.
So how do you juggle that? Because you're a lot more intense than I am.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, finding enough hours in the day to do everything is tough enough as it is. I mean, when I can pick him up from school, I try to do that. It's the little things for us. You know what I mean? When we have our weekends together, we're doing as much as we can on the weekends. We're just trying to fill every day.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, fill every day as best you can with the time you got, and and it's working out pretty well.
That's good.
Did you hear what Tyler? Speaking about filling your day, did you hear what Tyler was talking about? How he cut his screen time down?
Oh yeah.
Have you monitored that any?
Oh man, yeah. So I go through phases where I'm on social media quite a bit, and like. Right now, I haven't been on any social media for almost 2 weeks now.
Now you got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I told Reynolds that last night.
Yeah.
So what's your goal with that?
I don't use it as much as I used to when I first got into the bodybuilding stuff. As it's not real big around here. Okay. Bodybuilding, powerlifting, those types of fitness athletics. They're just not real big around here. So my goal with it initially was, give people information. Give them enough to let them make their own opinions on things and things like that, and just kind of help teach and kind of make that whole thing progress.
If somebody wants to connect with you, here you go.
Yeah, and
cool.
and I've kind of gotten away from it a little bit. I've wrapped up 2 college degrees since I started a YouTube channel.
Now, are you still coaching? Yeah. Are you still coaching volleyball at Rio Grande?
I'm not. No, this is my first year away.
You did that, right?
Yeah,
How was that?
It was amazing.
Coaching a college sport with your pickleball opponent.
Yeah.
Did you know he was an assistant coach at Rio Grande?
No.
Volleyball?
Oh, you're with Belina.
Yeah, Belina.
Oh.
Yeah. Spent 4 years down there.
You're not with her anymore?
Not anymore.
I was just saying, well, good. We'll send her a warning shot. She better start practicing.
Yeah.
Belina, if you're listening, I'm coming after you. Yeah.
The pickleball starts.
When is that?
Early December.
December 13th?
I believe.
So what are we doing with that?
Right now, we're not doing anything. They're
Do
running.
You know anything about this?
We've just got to show up. I think that I'm going to be on the mic. I got a hell of a Charlie horse building here.
Better get you some whiskey.
I don't think that's doing anything good. I think I'm going to be doing the play-by-play.
Okay.
But my understanding is that you and Mike Skinner, NASCAR champion, will be taking on Angie, his wife, and Belina.
Wow.
Oh,
In a battle for pride.
Well, I'm glad it's being the champion.
And I believe we're raising money for the Emily Cooper Foundation Scholarship Fund.
Okay. Okay. That's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
I knew there was something about it.
Yeah.
I still have yet to play or watch pickleball.
All right, man. I've got to. I've got
Here,
to.
we'll go 10 more minutes. Can you go that long?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll wrap it up. We've probably been at it a while, ain't we?
About an hour 50.
Hour and 50.
We're right on our spot here.
Yeah, we're good. But so you coached on it, but you're not doing that now.
I'm not doing it now. No, I wrapped up my undergrad with that. So basically, when I was coaching football and baseball here in Jackson, which I loved, amazing experience. The people here are amazing.
Oh yeah.
But Belina offered me one night. She'd help me through school, basically give me a scholarship to help out with strength and conditioning down there.
Yeah.
So took that and
that's awesome.
Did that for 2 years. Got the offer to come back as a graduate assistant, free masters. So would have had a real hard time turning that down.
Oh my!
And and it was a great experience. 2 years put me through grad school. Got a graduate degree to go for it. And,
honestly, you and Belina are probably he can't take it. You and Belina probably come from the two largest families.
Yeah, I've heard.
In Jack.
Yeah,
I think yours is the biggest.
I don't know. She's related to everybody.
Well, the Landrums are that Landrum name is probably. I think I heard one time. Wasn't there like 300 of you guys or something?
I don't know the number, but I know there was a couple that had 21 kids.
Yeah.
19 of which lived and had kids of their own.
Yeah.
But 21 kids, yeah.
And there was a couple of them that had that. So there's 40.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I know that.
Family trees.
Enormous.
Yeah, it's outgrown my knowledge.
But you just know, but you guys are probably, none of you are more than third cousins.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think the most distant relative I've ever met was probably a third cousin.
Yeah.
I mean,
and her family's like that too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. There is, but there's not near that many.
She's related to everybody, and like I said, she's great. She gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. I went places and met people that I never anticipated meeting otherwise.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
I went to Rio for a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Rio.
I love it there.
It was, it was kind of, it was local, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if you didn't want to be local, it was different.
Yeah.
It was another experience.
Right.
It was cool.
Right.
It wasn't any different than Hocking whenever I went to Hocking.
Yeah, really.
Not much different than OU, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, OU was a little bit bigger scale, but same feel, really.
Right.
Did you live down there, Eric, or did you commute?
I did in my graduate program.
Okay,
Once I got my graduate and went back and all that, I did.
Okay.
Initially, I was going to go to OU. And July of going into my freshman year of college, I realized that might not be a good idea for me because I probably would have failed out.
Oh, well,
I would have had too good of a time at OU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's a very insightful thought.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was probably the best decision I ever made. I was into coaching at the time. Coach Hall had asked me. He had asked me to fill in with one of the youth programs, 3rd and 4th grade football at the time. And I said, yeah, sure. So I coached with
you went back to where I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, full circle there.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah. Brandon Trey, Seven Osborne, coached with those guys down there. Had a great year. And I was like, man, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So then I got into junior high and then kind of high school baseball. And,
Humphreys is on here. You wasn't here, but I was telling Humphreys was talking about. So whenever I was down there with you guys, Humphreys is what? He's right at your age.
No,
he's older than you.
A little older than me. He's 5 years older.
But he was talking about his dad. He was like the ball boy. Not that there was a ball boy, but he was always around.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So whenever I was coaching you, I was living life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was too when I was coaching 3rd, 4th grade.
I mean, like it was a struggle on Saturdays to get to the game sometimes.
Boy.
Man, I remember I left.
I think I left
with
a headache.
I think I would leave the pub like an hour before.
Yeah.
Game
Oh
time.
yeah.
Well, I never did. I never did do it before the game, but I remember.
I'm just kidding.
I did.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer.
That was a joke.
I left.
Right.
I left Vinton County that year that you were playing. I remember this plain as day. I left Vinton County. We played them close to Halloween, and I went up to OSU that night.
Yeah.
And I mean, just borderline got on a bender.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I mean,
right.
It was,
to go back to those days.
Right. Yeah.
And I can remember because I showed up to like whoever's house party I was going to in my full football regalia. Like, where you been?
It's okay. It's a costume.
I think that's what I even went as.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a coach. How do you like my costume?
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember those days. Me and Malone and Troy coached you guys.
Yep, Jared Malone.
I went to the dentist the other day, and Derek Meredith was my. He wasn't my dentist, but he was the hygienist or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, he's full fledged. He's working for Holzer now.
Yeah, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
They had to fix my tooth real quick.
Yeah. That was his goal in high school. He knew
what
he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, he's. It just freaks me out though that you guys are that age now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
me too.
I can imagine you
makes an old man out of you.
You've had a lot of
these guys were in their they were in their prime when I saw them, man. They were all in high school and they were in their prime. You knew that they were going to have good stories.
Yeah,
there's no question.
Yeah,
I still see DJ some. There was a lot of kids I'd like to see whatever happened to them off that squad of yours.
Yeah.
Man, you guys had a little kid on there. Man, he was a hard-nosed little guy. He was he was tough, but he was like real small.
Can I throw a name at you that I haven't
what position?
said like
what
10
position?
years?
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this at you. It might be wrong. That's okay. Randall McCarley.
McCarley.
I wonder if
I
haven't said that name in probably 10 years.
He didn't play in high school, did he?
15, oh no.
Where?
I don't know.
Yes, that Randall McCarley.
Yeah,
That's exactly who that was.
You know, I didn't even know I still knew that name. But I'll be
it
honest
just
with
came
you.
out
But
of
you
the
said
memory
that.
bang.
Yeah, you said that, and I immediately
it's gotta
went
be
back.
him.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
that was
McCarley.
him.
Yeah,
he was.
Oh man, he was rough,
tough as
little
nails.
savage.
Oh my
as
God,
nails.
just headhunter.
Oh my gosh! You tell him to run through a brick wall to make you a better player, he'd have done it every time.
Oh yeah,
10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin was on that team. Cousin Austin, he was on there.
Yeah.
Now I like to follow him on Instagram. What is he? AJ Landy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and his shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man's got more shoes.
He does.
Oh,
yeah.
he
needs to hook up with,
guy,
and I don't know if he.
Oh, he should with Pearson.
With Jimmy Dan.
Oh my.
Yeah. He should hook up with Jimmy Dan at Rare Stitch. Have you been on Rare Stitch Project? Get on Rare Stitch Project and look at Jimmy Dan Pearson. You guys like all that stuff.
Okay.
Retro shoes,
retro like
t-shirts,
Jordans. Yeah, and all that stuff. Jimmy Dan
jerseys. He's got some cool stuff.
Him and Austin should partner up. They should start because Austin's got as many sneakers as any Foot Locker I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, it's something new every day.
That's his thing
every day. Yeah,
hey,
definitely.
you do you.
Yeah,
that's it.
Fire him up, man. Fire him up.
We all have our things.
How's your dad?
Good. Yeah,
I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I don't get the Elks much.
Yeah, he just had last week. Just had hip replacement surgery.
Oh my God, how's he getting along? Good.
Oh my gosh,
like nothing.
He's walking like I do.
Already, he's fine.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Hands down, the toughest individual I've ever met in my entire life.
I couldn't argue with that. I love Randy. I love your dad.
Replacement stuff must not be that big a deal.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. My dad had it, and and
you said he did the same thing.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
But then he wound up getting an infection.
That
put him down for a few days.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
I mean, like his doctor told him, he's like, the pain that you had is sitting in a garbage can down there in the OR.
Right.
I mean, that thing's gone. You got an all new one now, and I've seen Dan Morrow. I mean, my God, I think that guy was out running a mile the next day after he had it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they told my dad that he wasn't gonna have to have therapy or anything. So my background, I'm like, wait a second, hang on.
What are you
now.
talking about?
Wait a second, and
where do they cut you at for that?
What's that?
Where do they cut you?
I haven't
straight.
I haven't gone into detail about it yet, but
I mean, right, from the top of your hip bone right there, straight down.
So
don't cut any muscle. No muscle.
No, dude, they've got it down to.
It's an
it's
art.
like a 3 or 4 inch incision. That's it.
It's insane.
Right across the front of it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's what you have to look forward to.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, I know about this.
Yeah. Dr. Reynolds.
Yeah. If you guys want some more on that, a little deeper dive, just hit me up.
ChubbyBartenders.com.
Yeah. Just hit me up. Yeah, we can go deeper.
Yeah.
Eric, we got anything else, brother?
No,
hey,
thanks
man,
again.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, you guys
you've
are
always
great.
been one of our favorites, man.
Welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
Yes. Please come back.
Eric Landrum, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you.
We'll see you guys.
Who we got next, Chad?
Let's see. We had a quarantine issue. So do we have? I know we've got JB Nasty Betchel coming up here at some point.
Okay. Yep. And,
but when
I know we've got Brad Munn coming.
Brad Munn, Massey.
Yeah, Massey and them's coming. Prater's coming.
Prater.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good group. It's a good lineup.
Oh man, we've got a stellar lineup. We're proud of it.
Yeah. So hit the like and subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. What else?
All of them. Stitcher.
Everything.
Yeah.
Stitcher. Yeah. Everything.
Hey, wherever you consume podcasts, hit us up.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll see you next trip.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys.